Hello guys, Voices here. And since my other Dead by Daylight tier list totally started a full-on fucking shitstorm, I thought, let's do it another one. But this time, with the Survivor perks. Um, I have to get this video in under 2 hours. The 6th Invitational is literally going to start in about 2 hours. If you want to come watch me play Siege while giving my reaction to the games, SOS Voices on Twitch. Come watch. We're going to just straight up start with this Survivor tier list. So we have S, A, B, C, D, and I always forget to add the second. Oh, Copeland's disabled. I always forget to add the second or the final tier. What I like to call the trickster tier. Basically, the perks in this category are as worse as the killer. Trickster. Okay, so we're just gonna start out with every single Survivor perk. I have them all here on my screen right now. And we're just going to get straight into it with Ace in the Hole. Alright, Ace in the Hole. Ace in the Hole is a perk you use when you're running Plunder's Instinct and you're just trying to get items. Basically, Ace in the Hole is the rat perk. You only use it when you're going for items and you want to have stuff on items. The only issue with that is that there is a 100% chance that a very rare lower atom will be attached to it, and 50% chance of finding an uncommon rarity item. This does not increase your chances of getting a better item. Plunder's Instinct does. So what the problem is with that is that realistically, you don't exactly need to be running this perk on the fact of you're not going to keep the add-on to the item that you're getting. You're only going to keep the item that you have to get out. You cannot keep add-ons in this game to items. So, items don't really win you games unless you're pulling a key. If you pull a key, this thing goes into straight S tier. But realistically, I'm going to put it in E tier just because of the fact that it doesn't raise, you can raise your chances of finding a better item. Moving on, Adrenaline. Alright, S tier. Adrenaline is by far one of the strongest builds ever. Strongest build, strongest perk. Sorry, I have coffee here. Yeah. What Adrenaline does is when all the generators are when the last generator is completed, you're instantly healed for 1 health state. So if you're on the ground, if you're in deep wound, if you're just injured, everything unless you're broken, then you heal. And instead of making you run faster for 3 seconds, like most Survivor perks, you run faster for 5 seconds. Now, it's an exhaustion perk, but here's the cool thing with Adrenaline that makes it so strong. It ignores the exhaustion status effect. Let's say you just use Sprint Burst, and you're exhausted for 20 more seconds. If that last gen is popped, Adrenaline will still pop, and it will reset the exhaustion timer. It's so incredibly strong to be running at 150% speed for 5 seconds and be full health, or at least have 1 health state healed. It is incredible, with no downsides other than the fact that you have to get all the gens done. Oh, and it also wakes you up from Freddy. Moving on. Alright, Aftercare. Okay, Aftercare is a strange thing, because it kind of reminds me of a shittier version of Bond. So, what Aftercare does is when you rescue a survivor from a hook, or a survivor rescues you, or if you heal a survivor or a survivor heals you, you guys see each other's auras. And this will occur up to every single survivor. So let's say you heal or hook every single survivor, you will basically have kindred the whole game. The problem is with that is that it requires a survivor to be either hooked or injured. And then let's take something else like Bond. Bond just requires you to be in 36 meters of your teammates to see their auras. Aftercare is strong. I'm going to put it in B. It's strong, but it requires a survivor to be put into a shitty position to have it activate, which is why I don't know if it's like the best perk for that. I would rather just run Bond. Moving on, Alert. So Alert is when the killer performs a break action, like he kicks a pallet, he kicks a generator, or he breaks a door. You will see the killer for 5 seconds. I'm going to put it in C. It's got a very wide use case. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's a common thing that happens in a match, is that a killer will break a pallet or a window, or not a window, a door or a generator. but I just don't see it being that strong on the premise of why would I run this when I can run something like Borrowed Time, which basically gives the survivor a second health state, or Adrenaline, or Decisive, or Balance. Like I just this or this really does. I mean, it's a really good perk allowing you to see auras, but I feel like there's just better perks like take what's it called? Dark Sense. When a generator is completed, you see the killer's aura revealed to you for 5 seconds, and when the last generator is completed, you see him for 10. Now that might have a lesser use case than alert, but alert's only going to really show you when he's in a chase. Generators can pop at any time. Alert's really going to only pop when he's in a chase or going after a chase. So I think the only thing with alert is that most of the time he's gonna be breaking things when he's in a chase with somebody or he's in a chase with you. And I just have like a better perk for that. It's called Spine Chill. It's actually my crutch perk. I literally cannot play without the perk Spine Chill. We'll get to that later. Okay, any means necessary. This is going to our this is our first perk going into the trickster tier. You know what? No, I think I'm gonna give it E. I think there's some narrow use cases for it. It's not trickster tier. Any means necessary allows you to reset a pallet when it's dropped. It has a cooldown of 60 seconds. It takes 4 seconds to pick it up. You might be able. The only reason I'm not putting this in trickster tier is that maybe, just maybe, you have the slight chance of being able to use it once a game. Where's appraisal? Appraisal's up next. Where the fuck is appraisal? Does this list not include appraisal? 1 second. I'm gonna go through all these perks and see if I can find appraisal. Does this not include all of these perks? No, it does, because it includes Felix's. It literally includes the new Hex Undying. Oh, all of these perks are always done here. Okay. Alright. Appraisal. So, here's appraisal. You have a careful eye that notices. Start the trial with 3 tokens. When the chest has already been opened, consume a token to rummage it through. Okay, I see. So so basically you open chests faster, and you can reset a chest. It's a plunder. It's a plunder. You're just going for items with this. You can run Plunder's Instinct with it. Honestly, we should do Plunder's Instinct with this all. Plunder's Instinct goes in D. It's basically just a looting perk when you want to like get fucking items. I got nothing to say. I mean, if you want items, go ahead. Moving on. Autodidact. Alright, this goes in the trickster tier. I'm sorry. This is not good. It's not good. You start the trial with a negative 25% progression penalty for skill checks to heal survivors. For every successful skill check while healing a survivor, you receive a token up to a max of 5 tokens. Each token grants you a 15% progress bonus. So, great skill checks cannot be performed by using Autodidact. So it gets rid of completely great skill check, which is already annoying. The thing with Autodidact is that, one, I feel like healing, I don't know what it is, but whenever you're healing, it feels like you never get a skill check. But 2, you have to get 2 skill checks before you start getting a boost. You are at a negative disadvantage for 2 skill checks with Autodidact. Now, what makes this really a bad perk? Because, I mean, sure, if you guys are going in the long run, I guess you could use it. But what makes it terrible is that you have to use it with your hands. You're not allowed to use a medkit. Which means you're kinda gonna need to run Botany Knowledge with it, or other healing perks. You need to go for a whole out healing build. There's just one little issue with it. Why in the world would you go for a healing build when you could go for a gen build, or a chase me build, or a looting build, or any other build in the game? The only problem I have with Autodidact is that you can't use it. If you could use it while using a medkit, I'd put it in C. I really would put it in C. It would help so much. It's good against sloppy. If you could put this against medkits, because you could trigger skill checks with medkits. You could trigger skill checks with add-ons. It would be so helpful, but you can't, which makes this perk absolutely god-awful, because you start with a negative penalty, and it only gets good after you get 2 skill checks. And even then, it's really not that noticeable. I would just stick with great skill checks. If you can hit great skill checks, there's no reason to run this. This perk is absolutely, positively not worth it. Don't run Autodidact. Okay, next up, Babysitter. Here's my coffee. Alright, Babysitter is the shittier, It's a shittier borrowed time. When you unhook a survivor, the unhooked survivor leaves no scratch marks or blood trails for 8 seconds, and you see the killer's aura, and the killer sees your aura for 4 seconds. I'm gonna put it in D. The only issue I have with Babysitter is that when you're unhooking a survivor, you basically cannot run in the direction that the survivor ran. You have to completely run the other way. And if that was the case, the killer can honestly see that and just, go chase the injured survivor if he really wants to, because all he has to do is see which way you're running. If you run with him, then if you run with the survivor, then the killer sees you that you're running with him. If you don't run, the killer can just turn left. Only thing that makes this perk good is that let's say like the killer's currently I would say let's put it on rant or let's put it on farm. Let's put it on what's something called rancid. Let's say you're on rancid. The killer hooks someone in front of the killer shack. Let's say you're at the cow tree. Let's say you're at cow tree. Killer shack and cow tree are far away from each other. What you can do with babysitter is unhook a survivor, have that survivor run in the direction, and whatever direction you think the killer is in, run towards for those 4 seconds, and then switch up where you're running. Because the killer will see a survivor running towards them, so they'll think, okay, chase, and they won't. And you can even run back in the other way that the survivor ran because they won't leave any scratch marks or blood trails. I think this is like the epitome of you have to be far away from the killer to get use out of this perk. I just don't think, like doing it close up in their face is just a good idea compared to like borrowed time. So I just can't put babysitter anywhere higher than D. Bounce landing. Alright. I'm going to give bounce landing A tier. Take a sip of my coffee here. So what makes bounce landing A tier? Bounce landing, when you fall, you break into a sprint for 3 seconds, and you basically don't have any stagger when you fall. And what makes this perk A tier and is really underrated, when you're falling with bounce landing, you don't make the noise that most survivors make. You don't go, because I don't know why, for some reason, survivors need to go, I'm falling. I'm a fucking bitch. You don't make a noise when you're falling. You just fall, and then you hit the ground. Now, the sound of you hitting the ground, okay, relax, Adri. Adri didn't know about the 6 invitation, he's a Siege player. It makes it, you can hear like them hitting the ground when they fall, but the killer not hearing you drop is super insane. On top of that, it's an exhaustion perk, so being able to break out into a sprint can help you escape chases. Now, on some maps, you're not going to get much use out of it, but on most maps, you can. Take almost all the Macmillan maps. What's that farmhouse? I mean, basically the whole epitome of. I mean, you can get a lot of drops on game. You can get a lot of drops on what is that other map called? Dead Dog Saloon. You can get a shitload of maps on a lot of what's it called? You get a lot of drops on a lot of maps. So, I mean, I there's a person that joined my party. I'm trying to fucking message that I'm not playing right now. Make it to us. So, basically, you can get so much. How do you describe it? How do I describe How do I describe? What's the word for it? Momentum. Momentum. You can get so much momentum off exhaustion perks. Okay, moving on. Better together. It's a shittier bond. That's all. I mean, the orb of generator you are currently repairing is revealed to all the survivors located within 32 meters. If the killer downs a survivor while you're repairing a generator, you see the aura of all other survivors for 10 seconds. I mean, it's fine. It's a shittier bond. I mean, you can run it if you want to. I won't. Alright, moving on. We have Blood Pact. After completing a healing action on the obsession, or you having the obsession complete a healing action in you both gain a 7-meter haste, or 7% haste effect, and so you're no longer within 16 meters of each other. Yeah, this perk's bad. This perk's really bad. I know. No, let's go to the trickster here. Absolutely not. This perk's bad. You were required to stay within each other to get that speed boost. And you have to heal the obsession. Oh, and it reduces your odds of being the obsession. So not only are you, I'm gonna just leave the party. I feel bad for that guy. Not only are you completely putting yourself in a situation where you have to heal one survivor, if you are the obsession, this perk deactivates. So you are required to stay within 60 meters of a survivor, which is really hard to do, actually. You can split up very easily in this game. But you also have to not be the obsession once, which means you can't run any other obsession perks. Okay, buddy. Well, I mean, you don't have to be. You can be if you stop being the obsession, it reactivates. But I just can't think of a good idea. Boil over. All right, E tier. All right, on paper it sounds good. Your struggling effects on the killers are increased by 75%, and you obscure the killer's ability to see hook auras within 14 meters. On paper it sounds good. Don't get me wrong. But in practice, any killer with any sort of map knowledge whatsoever will know exactly where the hooks are, or what hooks there were before when you down spay, or you could just see a damn hook. The wiggling can kind of be effective, but I can't see a case. The only reason I'm putting it in E tier is because it's better at lower tiers, and it actually activates, but I can't put it anywhere higher. Alright, Bomb. Like I said, the better aftercare. Bomb requires nothing to activate it. Nothing. It doesn't require an obsession, nothing. You just have to be in 36 meters, and you will see your teammates. That is huge. That's insanely good. To be able to know what your teammates are doing, let's say they're running around a killer, to be able to know where they are, what they're doing, what action they're making is so incredibly important because it allows you to determine, hey, do I run over there and take the killer, or take a chase with the killer? Do I help him on the generator? Do I get on a generator? Do I fucking sit here and loot this chest? Do I have sex with my grandmother? It determines what you can and can't do. So I really think being able to see your teammates is one of the strongest. If you could see them through the whole map, this thing would be SSS tier. It'd be one of the best perks in the game. But you can only see it within 36 meters per sit in A. Alright, bro, time. S tier. It's never going to stop being X tier. Whenever you unhook your survivor, they get the Endurance status effects for 12 seconds. They literally are invincible for 12 seconds. Okay, moving on. Botany knowledge. So healing speed and healing item efficiency are increased by 33%. What that means is that all healing items have like basically it lasts longer and it heals faster. And it works on your hands. You can heal yourself faster by 33%, which is huge. I'm gonna put it in B because I think there's some better perks, but autodidact, you take lessons. Alright, breakdown. Fucking breakdown, cheaters. Oh man. So, a week ago I would have put this in trickster tier. I really would have. The breakdown cheaters. Because I feel like breakdown cheaters are bad. Now I want to put in trickster tier because I just don't think the perk's good. And I honestly am not gonna. I'm just gonna barely put in E tier. This is a bad perk. Okay, it's bad. All right. Anytime you're removed from a hook, escape or save, the killer's aura is shown to you for 6 seconds, and a hook broken by this perk takes 180 seconds to respawn. Sounds good on paper. In practice, literally every single factor in this game is working against you. Map size, add-ons, killer's basic knowledge, movement speed, everything is working against you when you're using breakdown. There is one perk that requires or makes breakdown obsolete. Saboteur. It makes breakdown completely obsolete because it's a better breakdown. All you have to do is just sabotage a hook in the killer's face, and you're not required to be hooked. Moving on. Breakout. Oh, dude, fucking A. Breakout is I've actually gotten breakouts before, which I put in E instead of trickster. Move within 6 meters of a carried survivor, like a killer is carrying a survivor to a hook. You gain the haste status effect, moving at a 7% increase, and the carried survivor's wiggle speed is increased by 20%. If you take hits, it can work. If the killer has iron grasp, you are fucked. See, I have a game I like to play. It's called Everyone Takes a Hit and I Still Get the Hook. It's my favorite game. You can carry a survivor for 16 seconds maximum without like any add-ons. Plain. 16 seconds. That's the base speed. Before the survivor wheels out. This increases that by 20%. What's 20% of 16? Fuck. Oh god, I'm not doing this math. 13 seconds. I'm too lazy to do math right now. Fuck off. I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy. My mom got a bachelor's. I'm homeschool. I swear. I swear. I'm smart. I'm a big brain. I'm a big brain. I'm just too lazy. What this basically does is it increases the wiggle speed by 20%, but you have to be within 6 meters, so I just can't get any use out of it. Alright, buckle up. Okay, built to last. So, this is a field explorer. Once per trial, a depleted item will refill 50% of its charges after 10 seconds. Let's say you completely run out of, Actually, how do you use this? Because I've never used this. Oh, okay, a depleted item. So, let's say an item... I'm going to put in C, and I'm going to explain why. Let's say a med kit, like you have a purple med kit on you, and it depletes. It will instantly refill 50% of its charges after 10 seconds. That is huge. If you get a key, that is huge. I wonder if you... Do keys use charges? I don't know. Can you use it on keys? Maybe, I don't know. Let's say you use it on a map. Maybe, I don't know. But all I know is for sure that toolboxes and medkits do. I really don't know about the other ones. I've never used Build to Last. I refuse to buy Felix. All I know is that it can be helpful, but once again, items don't win games. Alright, Calm Spirit. Again, C tier. So you don't scream when a killer hits you, or when you are shocked by Doctor, or other things that make you scream, and you don't make crows fly off. Wow. Kinda helpful? C tier. Alright, Camaraderie. If another survivor is within 16 meters of you while Camaraderie is activated, the hook timer is paused for 34 seconds. Trickster tier. What a terrible perk. Unless the survivor is being chased around you, then I don't even know why the fuck they're running around you. You have to be stupid to get chased around a killer. If you are a survivor, and you are trying to take a chase around the hook, stop. Run away. Take a hit, run away. If you're injured, just go down. You're wasting time. You're wasting time with the survivors being on the hook. Camaraderie is basically just saying, oh yeah, you can be stupid a little longer. You can be a fucking dumbass. Don't run Camaraderie, and don't be stupid. To counter Camaraderie, you just have to have a big brain. Moving on. Fuck. We got a lot of perks to go. I gotta hurry up. You gotta finish this by 10. Alright, Dance With Me. Dance With Me is, when performing a fast fall or leaving a locker in a sprint, so like when you fast fall or jump out of a locker, you leave no scratch marks for 3 seconds. If you have Quick and Quiet and Lucky Break, it's good. I'm gonna put it in C. I really feel like... Well, actually, I don't think it's good with Lucky Break because it's really counteracted by Lucky Breaks. It doesn't matter because you won't lose scratch. I don't know. I think it's D. Actually, it's D probably. You can just run Lucky Break now. It's probably D. I'm gonna leave it in D just because it can kind of be used. I did not mean to move Calm Spirit down. Alright, moving on, we have Dark Sense. Like I said, the better... where is it? Where is the perk? The better alert. Dark Sense, like I said earlier, activates when a generator is completed and you can see the killer for 5 seconds. What makes this difference between alert is that basically you can time when you want Dark Sense activated. Also, when the last generator is powered, the killer's aura is revealed to you. Dark Sense gives you the time to choose whenever the fuck you want to literally activate it and see the killer. And that's what I think makes it better. Alright, Dead Hard. You can get as mad as you fucking want for this. Dead Hard's fucking D tier. Dead Hard is such a bad perk. Let me explain. It's called shaking your camera the survivor into thinking you're lunging. If Dead Hard didn't help you get to fucking windows and pallets in some scenarios, I'd put it in Trickster tier. I'm honest. Once you know the survivor is Dead Hard, if you ever, no, downright, if they even get to a pallet with it, it's your fault. Dead Hard is a terrible perk. Terrible perk. I can't believe people put it in S tier. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. It is your fault as a killer to get fooled by Dead Hard. Every single game, you'll see just any rank 1 survivor or killer. If you're playing Wraith, you will hit your hammer, or you will like bing it, and then it'll Dead Hard. If you're Doctor, hold your LC, Dead Hard. If you're any other killer, shake your camera upwards, they'll Dead Hard. And if they don't, walk up behind them and wait for them to Dead Hard. Like, Dead Hard is terrible. Don't run Dead Hard. Seriously, it's an awful perk. Moving on. Deception. Interacting with a locker while sprinting will trigger a loud notification at your location and cause you to leave no scratch marks. You no longer enter lockers while sprinting while this perk is activated. So Deception pretty much opens a lock. This is an LED perk. I have to go down here and grab it. Here it is. I'm gonna put it in C. It can be used. It's kind of like a shittier pebble. If you fall for it, it's kind of your fault. No. Alright, Decisive Strike. Oh, man. Alright. A tier. It used to be S tier, but now, understanding this, it's A tier. One of the shittiest excuses I've ever heard for Decisive is that you have to tunnel to have it activated. How is it? No, let me explain. And this is a true story. No, I'm gonna take it from the map. Farmhouse. Fucking farmhouse. Not pre-rework farmhouse. The biggest, like, big-ass map. Pre-rework. Not rework where it's smaller. Pre-rework Fallout. Farmhouse. Down a survivor. Put him on the hook. How is it I can run across the entire map from the corner of farmhouse to killer shack, chase the survivor, down the survivor, hook them in the basement, rev back with hillbilly, down a survivor, and get decisive strike? That is about a 3-minute period. How is that possible? It shouldn't be possible. Decisive completely puts you... When you are down with decisive, you are basically... Unless the killer just chooses to wait it out, but there's a lot of situations they can't. You basically are completely forced. I mean, you are forced in a situation where that survivor is getting free. Now, what makes it good now is that they are basically useless with Decisive Strike activated. Which is nice, because that means it's really going to do what it's supposed to be, an anti-tunneling perk. If you're repairing a generator, when you have Decisive, you're not really being tunneled. Healing yourself or others, you're not really being tunneled. Cleansing a totem, you're not being tunneled. Sabotaging hook, you're not knocking others, you're not being tunneled. Decisive before, it's just broken. Decisive now, it's fine. It's still incredibly strong, though, and it can be used as an anti-tunneling perk. Even then now, though, there's situations where I won't even be tunneling people. I'll be like, how the fuck did you Decisive me? Decisive is annoying. Plain as that. Deja Vu. Deliverance. So, Deliverance requires you not to be hooked, which can be helpful. And then, if you perform a safe hook rescue, next time you're hooked, you will 100% chance of unhooking yourself. I mean, it's fine. I'm gonna put it in B, since it just gives you escape. I mean, it's fine. It's alright. I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, it gives you escape, but you're broken for 60 seconds. I mean, it's fine. Whatever. Desperate measures. For each injured... So this is desperate measures for Felix. For each injured, hooked, or dying survivor, increase the speed of your healing and unhook action by 14%. Another perk going into the Trickster tier. What makes this perk so useless? Well, what makes this perk so useless is that it doesn't really help. You already unhook survivors incredibly fast. And it basically requires for each injured, hooked, or dying survivor, it basically requires your teammates to be in a shitty position for it to activate. Now, it does increase the speed of your healing and unhook actions, but healing, botany knowledge. Is there any other perk in the game that really increases your unhook speed? I know some, like Resilience, can give you increases and other shit like that. Spine Chill can help. Yeah, exactly, Spine Chill and other perks like that. There's no reason to run this perk over something like Spine Chill. I don't know. It's bad. Use it in a game. Use it in a game. Really, all I can say is use it in a game and tell me how good it is. Exactly. So, moving on. Let me move this one back. This fucking Deja Vu just belongs all the way back there. Don't run Deja Vu. If you run Deja Vu, you're an idiot. Detective's Hunch. Okay. Chests and totems within 64 meters are revealed to you for 10 seconds every time a generator is completed. If you're holding a map that can track objectives, if you're holding a map that can generators, chests, and totems revealed by Detective Hunch are added to the map. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. It's not that good of a perk. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it in D. I'm sorry, man. This is really not that good of a perk. I mean, the fact that you can see, the fact that it gives you totem ability helps a lot, but it's just, I can't, man. I just can't. I can't say anything for anywhere else. It's just, mean, it can help you find totems, but I mean, eh. Alright. So moving on, we have distortion. So you start the trial with 3 tokens. When your aura would be shown to the killer, distortion activates. For the next 10 seconds, the distortion is activated. Do not leave any scratch marks, and your aura will not be shown to the killer. Distortion does not activate when you're dying in a state or in a trap. Fight me. Distortion is fucking incredible. 3 tokens. It completely hides your aura and your scratch marks. You are basically invisible to the killer for 10 seconds. That is incredible. That is so incredibly helpful. Let's put it on the game. Let's say you hook someone in basement, and you're over on the other side of the map. He has barbecue. Let's say you're in exit gate doing a generator right next there, because there's generators right by the exit gate. Let's say it's 70%. The killer has time to run over there and stop you from the generator. Distortion activates. He can't see you with barbecue. He can't see you with nurses. On top of that, you don't leave scratch marks, so you can run around all you literally want, and they won't see you. It is incredible. Fight me all you want about that perk. Pebble. Moving on. Empathy. Unlocks potentials in one. So basically, this is pretty good. Basically, you can see all dying or injured allies within 128 meter range. So pretty much you can see every single survivor who's injured. It's pretty much big. I mean, once again, it's a shittier bond in aftercare because it requires survivors to be in a bad state, but it does allow you to see them, which is very helpful. The fact that it requires survivors to be in a down state, though, is just too much for me to say that it's a really good perk. But, you know, it's fine on the fact that you can see survivor auras, which is, again, what I think is the strongest thing ever. But, I mean, I don't really know. Alright, fast tracked. When another survivor is hooked, you gain 3 tokens. You can see more tokens after a great skill check on a generator. Each token consumes grants a 1% bonus progression for great skill checks. So basically, when a survivor is hooked, you get 3 tokens. And when you get a great skill check, you get a 1% increase to what already is the 1% increase on the generator. So it's now a 4%. So you get 1% increase in general for great skill checks. And you activate 3 tokens. You'll now have a 4% increase in bonus. Its activations are really fucking annoying. Like, how it activates is so fucking annoying. But it can actually be super helpful in stalling time with how it works. Yes, it sucks. It sucks that you have to have another survivor get hooked. But that 4%, and on top of that, like, if multiple survivors are being hooked and you hit a great skill check, boom, 10%. Or something like that. Like, it's strong, but it's also weak. I don't really know where to put it. I don't know. I think I'm going to put it in D. Alright, fixated. B. B. So. Some good coffee, actually. Don't worry about that voice crack. Fixated allows you to see your scratch marks and walk 20% faster at all times. Yeah, they got rid of the injure requirement if you didn't know. That's helpful because it basically helps you in juking. This is really good on Claudettes. This is really good on... this sounds so racist, but it's super good on Claudette and Elodie, because they're black. Don't fucking get upset. Darker characters with darker cosmetics have an advantage in this game. You can't get upset at me. Unless you want me to call them dirty little Nick, because we can do that. But for the sake of monetization, which I will never have, but in case I get millions of subscribers one day and this video gets monetized in the far future, I'm not gonna say that. I'm also not gonna say, even though I said it in my fucking in my C's tier list. Fred might watch this. I wink if you are watching this. I want my moderator wink. Okay, now moving on to flip flop. While in the dying state, 50% of your recover progression is converted into wake up progression when you are picked up. Basically, it's an anti-slugging build. Meh. Moving on. For the people. Oh my gosh. I have wanted so long to just destroy this perk. To see the fucking community put this perk up here in this area makes me want to die. Fuck, you can hate me for this. I'm gonna give it its own special tier just to emphasize how much I hate this perk. For the people. For the People allows you to instantly heal a survivor without a med kit. You can have a med kit in here, or you can, well, I guess, but you're not allowed to use a med kit. Basically, you press the action button, like you would with Dead Hard, and it now kicks the survivor out, or heals him for a heal state. But you become injured and broken for 90 seconds, and you become the Obsession. Equipping this perk decreases your chances of being the killer's succession at the start of the trial. You might be saying, oh, that sounds strong, what makes this a good perk? Why would you use it? Okay, so I saw a game from Pain Relievers where he jumped in a window and he was full HP, and basically one of his teammates is on the hag's shoulder and on the basement stairs, like the hag is on basement stairs with the shoulder, and maybe in about 3 seconds he's gonna be hooked. He jumps through the window and picks someone up. Basically, the premise. Now this is the situation. The teammate in the basement is now being hooked. The two survivors, one's broken and injured, the other one's just regular injured. The other survivor is injured with deep wounds, so he's now forced to do nothing. This literally does nothing to help the team. All it does is get another survivor up, but here's the thing. This is the only situation where you get to use this perk. Do you want to know what else could have been helpful here? Flip-flop. Do you know what else would have been helpful and wouldn't have forced you to lose a health state? Unbreakable. Do you know what else is a slugging counter build? Soul Guard, Sabotage, Saboteur, any other perk in the game helps. Oh, you might be saying, oh, but what if a survivor's being tunneled and you run up in front of the killer and heal? Okay, let's say a killer downs him. You run up in front of the survivor. You instantly pick them up and they dead hard. Okay, what now? The killer is now chasing the survivor again, or he switched to you and chased you, and you're broken. You can't do anything. That survivor is now injured and running. And if he got downed, he most likely got downed either in the middle of the open field or at a pallet that's getting broken. So now there is 2 injured survivors instead of 1 healthy and 1 downed, which I'd rather have 1 healthy and 1 downed than 2 injured, because that gives the killer choices. And what this now does is it puts you in a broken state where you are now for 90 seconds a liability, because you are injured and you make noises and you leave blood trails. So you are now a liability for 90 seconds. You can work on gens, yes, but you are now a liability for 90 seconds before people can start healing you. And even then, you have to stand still. So it's about nearly 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes, that you are a liability and broken. What makes this perk even greater, though, is that it's literally supposed to be used as an anti-tunneling perk. You know what else is a better anti-tunneling perk now that it doesn't have to trigger in the fucking killer's aura radius? Even before, if they were just camping and tunneling, then it would have activated anyway. Borrowed time. There is no reason to ever use For the People. If you can seriously give me a reason, I will move it to Trickster tier. But for now, I'm going to leave Deja Vu down there, because I think Deja Vu is probably a little bit worse. For now, I'm going to put it now. I'm going to leave Deja Vu back to Trickster tier. For now, I think is literally the worst fucking perk in the game, because it gives the killer more options. It gives the killer another injured survivor. And all it does is maybe prolong a chase by 5-10 seconds. Oh, 5 to 10 seconds could be helpful. Yeah, but you have to commit another survivor into... So you have to commit a survivor going injured to end a chase, or keep a chase going for 5 to 10 seconds. You have to sacrifice a survivor to be a liability for 90 seconds in a broken state to have a chase go on for 10 seconds. That is a terrible trade. It is an awful trade. If you think this perk is good, you need a fucking aneurysm. Sorry, you had an aneurysm. I think they should give you, they should manually give you an aneurysm. You should be put on life support so that I can literally DDoS it if you think this perk is good. If you think For the People is good, you have the IQ of a fucking rhinoceros. And they're stupid. Go look it up. I'm done ranting. Head on. C tier. Head on can be used quick and quiet. 1 second. Yes. I did.
How many times? You just tried?
Yeah, get that running.
I need
yeah,
to get Val up. I'm tired. She's almost at 300 and then I can get down.
I got it.
And check real quick.
I got it. I know. I can do it right now. I can do it right now. I can do it right now. I know. I'm good.
Quickly.
Yeah.
I need to see how.
Give me like 30 minutes.
Yeah, ignore this part, 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 ignore this part. Doing something for my mom. Don't worry about it. Work. Okay, we'll do it in a minute. Okay, we'll do that later.
So, ignore that part. That never happened. That's for my mom. Blah, blah, blah. She does something. Okay, we gotta finish this up. We got like 30 minutes. Alright, so moving on to Hope. I think this is the most underrated perk in this game. Why is my fucking list dying? Please stop. Hello? List? You die? Oh, go to hell. Alright, let's do this all over again. Give me 1 second. I did this in my gun tier list, I think. I don't care. I'll do it all over again. Okay. Okay. Why the fuck did you... Okay. Ace in the hole. Adrenaline. Aftercare. Alert. Any means necessary. Autodidact. Babysitter. Bounce landing. Baby. Whatever that one was. Did I put that together? Yeah, I think better together. I think I'm pretty sure I put better together there. Blood pact. Boil over. Bond. BT. Botany knowledge. Breakdown. Breakout. Buckle up. What's this perk again? I don't remember it. Oh, built to last. Put in C. Calm spirit. Camaraderie. Dance with me. Dark sense. Dead hard. Decisive. Deja vu. Deliverance. What was that perk called again? I don't remember that perk. Desperate measures. Detective's hunch. I'm pretty sure I put in D. Distortion. Pebble. Empathy. Fixated. Flip flop. For the... Damn it. I keep doing this. Damn it. This is... See, this is the problem with living with parents, my friends. Fuck off. Stop spelling wrong. For the people. Head on. Goes in C. Alright, Hope. Hope is the most underrated perk in this game. Hope completely allows you... It says right here, going odds of successful escape for you with Hope. As soon as the activates are powered, so like when the last generator is popped, you gain a 7% haste status effect for 120 seconds. This doesn't go away for 120 seconds. That's what makes this perk so good. Consider to something like Breakout, it requires something. This just requires the activates to be powered, and now you move at 7% faster. This is a fucking powerful perk. Basically, for 2 minutes, you can run a hag or a huntress around pretty much forever, or a death slinger. And it makes a hillbilly really a lot harder to... It makes a bubba. It makes... Basically, for 2 minutes, you are... At least... You are so much harder to catch. You are so much harder to catch. You can pretty much run a 110 movement speed killer around forever with Hope. If you get caught by a 110% movement speed killer with Hope, it's your fault. And you need to think about your... You need to think about your life choices. We have to hurry up and do this, or my mom will yell at me. So... Inner Strength. After you cleanse a totem, you can hide in a locker and heal yourself for 8 seconds. B tier. It's a time saver perk. But it's a good time saver perk. That's what I like about it. Yeah. Alright, Iron Will. Moving on, Kindred. Alright, the best solo perk. Like, the solo Q perk. Kindred allows, when a survivor is hooked, or when you're hooked. So when you're hooked, the killer or every survivor can see each other when you're hooked. And when a killer's aura is within 16 meter range of the, like when a killer is within 16 meters of the hook, it will show them. When a survivor is hooked, like one of your teammates is hooked, you see everybody, and you can see the killer. So pretty much, all it does is allow when you're hooked for the survivors to make a determine when to save you, and when someone else is hooked, you can determine if you should go and save the survivor. It's helpful. It's helpful in parties and it's helpful alone. I'm gonna give it an A tier. It's super strong. It really helps you. Leader, you are able to organize blah blah blah. So, increase other survivors' healing, sabotage, unhooking, cleansing, opening, exit, and chest unlocking speed by 8%, 25% within an 8-meter range from you. Survivors can only be affected blah 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 blah. And this effect persists. So leader basically makes like all your actions that aren't like doing a generator 25% faster within an 8-meter range from like the person that has it, and this effect persists for 15 seconds once he leaves the effective range. Now it doesn't stack. I mean, this is a time saver perk again, but I mean, I think it's outclassed by other time saver perks, so I think I'm just gonna put it there. But I've done put it in C because it's outclassed by other survivor perks that are also time savers. But for now, I mean, I mean, it's good, but I'd rather run Brazilian swing. Left Behind. Unlocks potential at one aura's reading ability. If you're the last survivor remaining in the trial, you can see the aura of the hatch within a 32-meter range. I mean, it's meh. I'm gonna put it in D. It's much better than it was before. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really see the premise of this because it requires all your survivors teammates to be dead, and that you have to find the hatch first. And it also requires you don't have a key or a map, which is a very common item, or you just don't have ears. You can't pay attention. I don't know. It was D. It's a time saver. I don't know. Lightweight, underrated. Your running is light and soft, making your tracks harder to follow. Scratch marks stay visible for 3 seconds less than normal. B tier. This gives you so much more ability to run around. This is a super good perk to combo with Fixated. It gives you so much more ability to run around, move around. It gives you potential. You have potential with this perk. You have more movement options with this perk. You don't have to walk everywhere. And it also makes you a lot less afraid to run around in general. I like it. It's one of my favorite perks. I mean, it's not spine chill, but I mean, it's fine. Live. I mean, live is fine, but the only issue I have is that you're usually fast vaulting. What makes it good is that if like you can activate it and instantly run to another like a loop. But if you're at Killer Shack, do you really want to abandon that loop after one vault? Especially if like the pallet's still there. It's a god loop, and what makes it hard is that it's an exhaustion perk. So after performing a rush vault, you break into a sprint, not just a rush vault, not jumping out of like a locker. You break into a sprint for 150% for 3 seconds, and you're exhausted for 40 seconds. Now let's say you're at a god loop. You basically get no utility out of this thing unless you want to abandon the god loop. Which no, you don't want to abandon the god loop. Be honest with yourself. If you are at Killer Shack, why would I ever abandon that? Let's say you're on Swamp and you're at the boat and you vault off. Yes, that's a great time to use life. It is an incredible time to use life. But let's say you're literally the same map at Killer Shack now. Do you really want to run away? Not really. Uh, Both Killer Shack spawns on Swamp don't have really good how do I describe it? Like both Killer Shacks on Swamp, like if you were to run away from them, there's not really as good of a loot. On dock there is, well, if you run away you can run to the left, which is just another dock but not that very strong of a dock, and to your right a little like eye wall area or jungle gym spawn, which is meh. And on the boat there is nothing. There's nothing in that area. You're fucked if you run away from the Killer Shack. There's nothing there but the Killer Shack. Lucky Break. Fuck you. Moving on, we have Medal of Man. Oh dear God. After if you are in 3 protection hit scoring events, Medal of Man activates. Once activated, the next occasion that will put you into the dying state from the injured state is ignored. Next time you heal back to full health, your order will be revealed to the killer if you're farther than 16 meters away. I have maybe gotten Medal of Man used against me one time. I haven't seen Medal of Man even on a survivor build in 8 months, and I haven't had it ever activate on me in over a year. Uh, I have no words. No Mither, dear God. Oh my fuck. Oh fuck that. Fuck that. That's for the people. That's with for the people. That goes with for the people, and that's here. No One Left Behind. That also goes with for the people, and that's here. Don't worry about those 2 perks. They go with for the people. They belong where they were. Object of Obsession. Whenever your aura is revealed to the killer's aura becomes visible to you, and you gain a 6% bonus to heal, repair, and cleansing speed. If you're the exception, your aura is revealed for 3 seconds, once every 30 seconds. Basically, it gives you a spine chill boost every single time you're revealed to the killer. That sounds good on paper, but if you're the obsession, which, increases your chance of being the obsession, the killer will see you every 30 seconds. That's super bad. You don't want that. You don't want the killer to know where you are every 30 seconds. That's bad. awful. If it was a minute, I'd be like, meh. But that's terrible. I miss old object. I'm putting it in D tier because it gives you a bonus to healing, repairing, and cleansing. But the killer knows where you are for the trade off. I just can't see why this is helpful. Off the record. Off the record is a better babysitter. And here's why. Once you are unhooked or escape from the hook, off the record activates for 80 seconds. Your aura will not be shown to the killer, and grunts of pain caused by injuries are reduced. You still leave scratch marks, you still leave blood. But you don't make grunts of pain. C tier. I think it's a lot stronger than blood and scratch marks, grunts of pain. Iron Will put an S tier for that. Lucky Break is also an S tier. I think they're both good, but this one is 80 seconds compared to Babysitter's 8 seconds. They still have the shitty thing that you have to be hurt, but I think it's helpful. Alright. Open-handed. It increases how far you can see shit through walls. Pharmacy. You have a knack for finding unlocking chests is faster, and the noises that this causes, along with the hearing distance, are reduced by 8 meters. It guarantees an emergency medkit on your first medkit or in your first chest. It's meh. It's meh. It's really not that good. The fact that you open chest faster puts it in D, and you get an emergency medkit as well. If you didn't get those, I'd put it in Trickster tier, but meh. Alright, back to Plunders. Like I said earlier, Plunders is just a fucking thing you run when you want a fucking build where you just get items. That's all Plunders is. I mean, I really know. Poised. Poised can be super strong if it's activated at the right time. After achieving goals boost here, after a generator is completed, you leave no scratch marks for 10 seconds. That can be super helpful in the right situation. If someone activates a generator at the right time, then it can be, just like Dark Sense, it can be the game saver. At the same time, if they do it a little bit too late, you're basically fucked. I don't know. The fact that I feel like generators do get activated a lot, I'm gonna put in C, and it does have a very strong effect. Don't get me wrong. That's a very, very strong effect, hiding your scratch marks. But I don't know. Power struggle. Where's that perk? There it is. While being carried, we're using 25% wiggle progress. While power struggle, you can drop a nearby. Basically, if you wiggle to 25%, you can drop a pallet if someone's near you. What a shitty perk. What a shitty perk. Premonition. It's pretty much just Spine Chill's shitty brother. Premonition is Spine Chill with a cooldown. Okay, prove thyself. For every other survivor working on a generator within 4 meter range, gain 15% repair speed bonus. The same bonus is also applied to all other survivors within the range, gain 100% more. This is good. I'm gonna put it in A. What's holding it out from S is that you have to do generators together, and sometimes it's not always the best thing you want to do. Sometimes being together can really screw you. We have so many more perks to go. Can really fuck you up. But I feel like the effect is super strong. Same with Quick and Quiet, to be honest. Quick and Quiet's a really strong perk. I'm gonna put that in A tier. It makes it so when you vault fast or do like a fast action that would note the killer, like jumping on a locker, vaulting over obstacles, you don't make a noise detection. And it only gets a 20-second cooldown, which is incredibly strong. It combos very well with Head On, which is the only reason Head On is a C. Okay. Red Herring. Oh dear. Red Herring's E. Fucking Red Herring. I have so many perks in D. Red Herring, when you repair a generator for 3 seconds, that generator will light up in yellow. The next time you get into a locker, that generator will make a loud noise. Like, we'll just give a skill check. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this perk. It's got a cooldown of 40 seconds. It's really not that strong. Repressed Alliance. Repressed Alliance activates after repairing generators for a total of 60 seconds. When repairing a generator while this perk is activated, press the activity button to call upon the entity to block the generator for 30 seconds. This is actually underrated. This perk can actually be used to stop pop. I mean, it's not the best perk. I feel like there's better perks that can do it, but you know, I've actually seen people use this perk. Like, I've gotten used. Like, this perk actually helps, especially even after the pop nerf. Before I put it in D tier, but after the pop nerf, I put it in C. Like, this perk is strong. This perk can be used. Like, I would say, this perk can be used. It's not that good. It's not the strongest perk. It's not the worst perk. But you know, it's meh. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not that good. Resilience. Whoo, this is a staple of my build. When you're injured, everything's increased by 9%. Opening, healing exit gates, vaulting, cleansing, everything. A tier, dude. Strong perk. To have a 9% increase in speed just because it's everything, that's great. To be injured, that's a little meh. But with Spine Chill, vault, build, vault, build. You vault 15% faster. That's insane. You do everything 15% faster if the killer is looking at you. It can help extend chases forever. On top of that, when you have resilience, you're usually in a chase, so it's actually very helpful in just doing basic things, and it also helps. And it's a time saver perk, and it can extend chases without any other survivors having to get injured. Just you. Wow, it's so annoying. Saboteur. I did not mean to put plunders up there. Saboteur. I'm gonna put that in B. See hook auras in a 56-meter radius from the pickup spot if a survivor is being carried. It's not helpful. Unlocks the ability to sabotage hooks without a toolbox. Sabotaging a hook without a toolbox takes 2.5 seconds. The sabotage action has a 60-second cooldown. Basically, you sabotage a hook, it's a sabotage build. That's all it is. Moving on. Second Wind. When you have healed other survivors for the equivalent of 1 health state, Second Wind activates. If you are afflicted with broken status effect, Second Wind does not activate. While Second Wind is activated, the next time you are unhooked or unhook yourself, you are broken for. You have the broken status effect. After a total duration of 20 seconds, Second Wind automatically heals you from injured to healthy. So, what this means is that when you are unhooked, you are broken for 20 seconds. What makes this different from for the people? Well, after that 20 seconds, you automatically heal yourself. It's also not there for 90 seconds. That's what makes it strong in MB. It's a time saver perk. And you could probably run a killer around for more than 20 seconds. Only issue I have is that someone has borrowed time, you get hit with BT, it's going to heal the mending state instead of the health state. Because mending counts as a health state, if you didn't know. I think this is a much stronger and much better alternative to something like For the People. Dear God, fuck off For the People. Self-care. Increase the efficiency of healing items self-heal by 20%. On top of that, you can heal yourself without a healing item at 50% the normal speed. I mean, I feel like self-care is just outclassed, and now I feel like you could just bring a med kit or find a teammate. I mean, before its nerf, it was insane, but now I don't really feel like it's like, dude, we have so many more perks. Okay, we only have 2 more lists. Okay, my mom's gonna kill me if we don't fucking do that thing. So, self-deprivation. Oh, you gotta get done by 11 or 10. Whenever another survivor within 60 meters of you gets hit by a basic attack or a special attack, self-preparation activate. Your scratch marks, pools of blood, and grunts of pain are hidden for 10 seconds. Where is it? Where is self-preparation? Oh, I forgot to do this perk. I put this perk in D. Sorry about that. I forgot to put that perk there. Where is self-preparation? There it is. For the people. So, self-preparation is garbage. Because you're usually not going to be hiding. Actually, I'll put it in trickster tier. You're usually not going to be in a chase for 16 meters. Like if a survivor gets hit within 16 meters, I don't think you need to hide. If you genuinely need scratch marks, pools of blood, and grunts of pain are hidden for 10 seconds, I don't within 16 meters. I think the killer could already have a line of sight on you. Like there's very little, maybe on game, but even then on game, like the killer could just be above you, and there could not be stairs or dropping. There's so many things that work against self-preservation. I can't really describe it, but if you want for me to, I don't know how to describe it to you. Basically, use preservation in a game. I have a bad thing, just like I can't pronounce like Pacific, preservation. Reservation. I can't really pronounce those words. Alright, slippery meat. This is just a meme perk. I'm gonna put an E because it grants you up to 3 extra escape attempts on the hook, and hook escape attempts have a 4% increase chance. Bring Vigos and just have fun, dude. Oh, that's all I gotta say. Alright, small game. You have the undeniable capability to sense danger. Get an auditory warning when looking in the direction of totems in a 45-degree cone within 12 meters. Small game is cooldown of 5 seconds. Each time it activates or each totem of a hexagon close by gaining tokens, small detection cone is reduced by 5 degrees per token. This is a pretty fucking shitty perk. I'm going to put it in For the People. It just shows you that totems are within 12 meters of you. And you could just maybe use your eyes. I don't know why you would ever run small game. The new logo is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I mean, look at this. This new logo. This is awesome. Don't get me wrong. But I have no reason why you'd ever run it. I'm gonna not put it before the people, and only on the fact that you can literally see totems, I guess. But it's bad. Smash it. This one's actually rather strong. I like this one. I'm gonna put this one in B. So, this one helps a lot. After stunning the killer with a pallet, break into a spin. You may have 150% movement speed for 4 seconds. Not 3 seconds, 4 seconds. This one actually helps a lot, because when you stun a killer, now that the bug has changed where you stun killers again, when you stun a killer, you're usually at the end of a point of a loop. You're like, okay, I gotta run. I need to move. This basically helps you get to a new loop, or even escape, after you stun the killer. And even if you miss the pallet, it's fine, because you can just try again at the next loop. It is a super strong and helpful perk, but I feel like it's kind of outclassed by a few other perks that you could just run, like Sprint Burst. We'll get to that in a minute. Soul Survivor. Okay, moving on. We have Solidarity. Alright, blah, 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 blah. While injured, healing a survivor without using a medkit also heals you at a 50% conversion rate. I'm just kidding, I'm gonna put it in E. It can kind of be used, but I think it's not the best. It kind of saves time, but still, I mean, it saves time. I'll put it in D. It saves time in some scenarios. Like, let's say you guys are both injured at a hook and you're healing and blah, 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 I guess. But then, I don't know. Soul Guard. Okay. Gain the Endurance status effects for 8 seconds. After being healed or having recovered from the dying state while cursed by a hex, you can fully recover. So basically, when you are healed, or after being healed or having recovered from the dying state, like when you get up from the dying state, you have the Endurance status effect for 8 seconds. And if you are cursed by a hex, you can fully recover from the dying state. B tier. I think Unbreakable is a little better, but you can actually combo these together. There is a cooldown though on that for 30 seconds, but it's really never gonna happen to you. I think I maybe would put Unbreakable. I would put Unbreakable higher just because you heal yourself faster, but I just I don't know. Soul Guard's good, but you have to be hurt by a hex to fully recover. However, you can do it more than once if you are cursed by a hex. Oh, buddy, my favorite perk and the perk I've wanted to talk about so badly, Spine Chill. Remember how I mentioned Pain Reliever earlier and For the People? That's the reason I love fucking Spine Chill. Spine Chill, in my personal opinion, is the strongest perk in the game. Let me tell you why. So, when a killer is looking directly in your direction, which is honestly a 45-degree cone, just like fucking Premonition, Spine Chill will light up in the bottom right. It will light up it will light up. Like, the perk will go from being deactivated, like, let's say, like how it's dark, when it's not activated, it will light up. Let you know what killer's looking at you. Now, it will increase the skill check trigger odds by 10%, which is whatever. But in success zones, it will reduce them by 10%, which is whatever. I think that's actually kind of helpful. I like it. But what makes it so good is that not only will it tell you that the killer is looking directly at you, it will increase all your actions, just like Resilience, by 6%. So if you put these two together, you have a 15% increase if you're injured and the killer is looking at you. Which, if you're in a chase, that means you have a 15% increase in vaulting. What makes Spine Chill so strong, though, is that it tells you, and I mean it tells you exactly when the killer is within your range and looking at you, and exactly what he can possibly do. It gives you every bit of information that the killer wants to hide. The killer wants to hide where he's coming from and what he is doing. This does not hide. This basically forces him into completely get rid of both of them. That's what makes Spine Chill so strong. And 6%, it doesn't seem like that much, but it basically guarantees exit gates at 75% if the killer starts looking at you. It will guarantee that exit gate gets opened, which is insanely huge. Insanely huge. It's the best perk in the game. Please, just try it once. Sprint Burst. A tier. Sprint Burst, basically, whenever you start running, you break into a sprint at 150% of your normal running speed for a maximum of 3 seconds. Cause the exhaustive side effect for 40 seconds. Why do I think this is better? Is that it can be activated on command, whenever the fuck you want it. Literally, whenever you can activate Sprint Burst. Falling, whatever. However, it does require you to walk more, but it can be helpful with Fixated. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in S, just because it basically requires you to lock. You can 99 your sprint burst and just run around the map, but I don't know. I don't think that's the best. Stakeout. Getting clues host the killer fills you with determination. For each 15 seconds you are standing within the killer's terror radius, and not you gain a token up to a maximum of 4 tokens. When a stakeout, good skill checks are considered great skill checks, and you consume 1 token. So basically, if you're in the killer's terror radius, you get every single skill check you now have for that token. How do I describe it? If you're in the terror radius for 15 seconds, next time you prepare a generator and get a skill check, no matter what, all your skill checks will be great skill checks. If you hit a great skill check, you won't consume a token. If you hit a good skill check, you will consume a token, and it will turn into a great skill check. You can have a maximum of 4 tokens. I'm gonna put it in D just because, like, I've seen people use it, but it's not the best. Streetwise, all it does is make all your perks last, all your things last longer. Before I would have put it in D, but after toolboxes got nerfed, I would put this in C. There's been times, man, you should come to the streams when we do it. I'll get 3 people to run Streetwise and 1 person to improve thyself. I'll put on a Shroud of Binding, and we will all bring commodities with socket swivels, or you can bring it with scraps or whatever. But you will just your toolbox will last the whole game, and you will get gens done in like 15 seconds. It's the funniest shit ever. I promise you, try it out. You will. It's the greatest meme. And Long Nights Out. Basically, it reduces consumption rate of item charge by 25% for you and your allies within 8 meters, and 1 set of range is effect resist for 15 seconds. It's helpful. That's all I gotta say. Technician. You are apt at handling machinery with the greatest care and precision. The noises caused by repairs in their hearing distance are reduced by 8 meters. On a failed, let's say you fail the skill check. On a failed repair skill check, the following effects will happen. The generator explosion will be prevented. The generator loses progression as usually. An additional 3%. So basically, you are trading generator progression and, not letting the killer know that you are, in an area. So, let's say you miss a skill check. You're basically putting technician, and you're saying, okay, the killer's not going to see me, even though I just missed the skill check. But I'm going to lose an additional 3 progression on top of how much you already lose for a missed skill check. And that's really big. That's a really big, big problem. It forces me to put it in E tier on the fact that the killer could just still come and just, check out the generator. And that is a massive amount of progression loss, the 3% on top of how much you already lose. I just don't think it's good enough for the trade. Especially because, skill checks are not that hard to hit, guys. Come on. Tenacity. B tier. There is nothing stopping you. Your ferocious tenacity is dire situations allows you to call 50%. I'm like Ben Shapiro talking this fast, aren't I? Yes, I am a Republican as well, so, this really does help. I guess he's a libertarian, but, Trump. Anyway, I like Trump. Alright, maybe, in a movie. Your ferocious tenacity in dire situations allows you to call 50% faster and recover at the same time. Anti-slugging build. Super good with Unbreakable. What can I say? This is not happening. So, Unbreakable. So, next move, up the ante. So, next one. Urban Evasion. Basically, this allows you to crouch at the speed of, slightly faster than walking. Basically, every time you're crouched, you move, a little bit faster than walking. Increases your movement speed while crouched by 100%. You move faster than people walk when you're urban evading. I promise you, just straight out. C tier. It requires you, it makes you stealthy, but, stealth, the best thing you want to go for? I don't know, I don't really care. I don't run it. Vigil. You look over your friends even in the dire situations. You and your allies within 8 meter range recover from the exhausted, hemorrhage, hindered, and blindness status effects 20% faster. Out of this range, this effect persists for 15 seconds. Oh, mom's coming. I'm gonna see. I almost done. Here we go. I'm gonna put this in C tier only on the reason of the perk helps with something, and that's a very common thing that it activates on. I think what makes it C tier is that it persists for 15 seconds. If it didn't persist, I think I wouldn't want it. I think I'd put it in trickster tier. But the fact that it persists can really help you in some dire situations. So I think I'm gonna put it in. I gotta put it in C. Are you kidding me? Visionary. You see generator's orders in 32 meters. Anytime a generator is completed, Visionary is disabled for 60. It's deja vu, but It's deja vu. Wake up. Unlocks potential one's aura reading ability. Once all generators are powered, exit gates are revealed to you within 128 meter range. While opening the exit gates, reveal your aura to as far as up to 128 meters. Blah 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 blah. You open the exit 50% faster. Time saver perk. That's not that good. E tier. You know, it'd be funny if you woke up. If you when you were running wake up when the final generator was completed, you woke up, but you don't. So basically, when you open exit gates, survivors can see you. It's not that helpful. We'll make it. Seats. No, I used to run. We'll make it a lot. We'll make it is very, very, very helpful. I'm gonna put in B. When you unhook a survivor, you gain 100% speed increase while healing other survivors for 90 seconds. That's super helpful, and it requires. I mean, it does suck that a survivor has to be hooked, but you can get them back in the game instantly, instantly with that healing speed. I think it takes 5 seconds or something like that to heal. Like, it is so incredibly good. I forgot to do Visionary. I'm an idiot. I forgot to put Visionary back on the tier. What did I put Visionary in? Give me 1 second. I forgot to do all these other perks. I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. Let me just redo this real quick. Blah 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 blah. Appraisal. Start the trial. Blah blah blah. I think I put that in C. It's fine. It's whatever. Where's the other perk? Blah 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 blah. This never happened. This never happened. This never happened. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Don't worry about it. 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 This isn't happening. You're actually dreaming right now. Well, if you made it this far into the video, do all my bullshit. Come on, man. At least give me a sub. Like, you've made it this far in this fucking bullshit. I mean, come on, dude. You wasted this much time. Might as well subscribe. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. Love you. Where the fuck is this? Where is this perk? I don't even know what this is. Where is it? Elodie, where the fuck are your perks at? There it is. Oh, power struggle. Fuck, that's terrible. Put that in trickster tier. No, it's not the right perk. No, it's not even it. That's not it. Where the fuck is it? Whose perk is that? There it is. Here it is. Deception. Oh, it's Deception. I think I put that in C. I'm not sure. It's C for me. We're gonna farm forever. It's a farming perk. It's a farming perk, dude. It's a farming perk. I'm gonna put it in C. I'm gonna put it in D with plunders. It's a farming perk. That's all it is. It's a farming perk. It's the perk you use when you want to farm. Basically, gain a 25% stackable bonus per token. Perform a safe hook rescue. Take a hit to protect the survivor. Rescue the survivor by stunning thing. It just gets you more blood points for playing altruistic. That's all. And finally, Windows of Opportunity shows you pallets and vaulting locations within a 20-meter range. Windows of Opportunity is a cooldown of 20 seconds, and vaulting or dropping a pallet during a chase. D tier, because it shows you your options. And that is every single survivor perk in the game. Oh my goodness, man. This one's going to get a lot of hate, and I think it's going to be for the people being in for the people tier, which is terrible. With all these other perks, like for the people, up the ante. No mither. Sole survivor, left behind, no one left behind, and fucking, this is not happening. I feel like Trickster tier is going to get some people rallying up. Dead Hard in D is going to get some people pissed. But hey, people are just going to watch the video and have a different opinion than me, and then think, this guy has a different opinion than me. Therefore, this list is shit, because I'm the only one that matters on the planet, because I'm a fucking faggot. Thanks for watching the Survivor Killer tier list, though. Survivor Perk tier list. This took me a while. I'm gonna go watch some femboy hentai. If you would like to come on the stream, it will probably be up in an hour when this video's up. From this when this video goes up, 11 p.m. That is Pacific Standard Time, United States. Let's go. Yeah, come watch. I'm just advertise this real quick. I have a siege really. Okay, thank you. Fuck off, dude. I'm gonna watch some femboy hentai. Hell yeah.